pleasant good afternoon to you viewers here from the constituency of Chaguanas. We are here in support of United National Congress local government meeting from Montrose here, the Montrose Junction. It's a meeting in support of the candidates that would be contesting the borough of Chaguanas. Tonight we're going to be hearing from a lot of the candidates as well as members of the National Executive and a couple members of Parliament. So stay tuned we are broadcasting actually on 3 frequencies this afternoon. We're on the UNC Facebook, we're on UNC YouTube, and we are also broadcasting live on unctt.org. So stay tuned for a lot of the action here this afternoon. A little look at some of the candidates that would be on presentation here this afternoon. So we see in the electoral district of Edinburgh-Londonville, we have Mary Coriat going up against a PNM candidate. I'm not quite sure whether there's a third party candidate, but that's the tale of the tale in Edinburgh. In Enterprise North Esmeralda, UNC's Bobby Budram shall be going up there. We'll be hearing from him a little later this afternoon. In Enterprise South, we have a very spirited attempt by the UNC's candidate Whitney, who is coming up against PNM stalwart Ronald Hira. She's working that seat very hard, and the UNC is expecting a fairly good result in that electoral district. In the electoral district of Cunupia, the returning councillor Vandana Mohit will be coming up against a PNM candidate, Nadia Mohammed. Vandana is easily expected to bring that seat back home. So we don't expect much surprises there. In the electoral district of Felicity Endeavour, I know that that's a three-way fight. A three-way fight between the UNC, the PNM, and an independent candidate, Mr. Balkaran, who not too long ago, as a matter of fact, it is my belief that he would have screened for the Felicity Endeavour seat. Very soon I might be crossing back to stage to take in the meeting. I just want to continue running through the Monroe Road, Carney Savannah. We have Adrian Ali coming up against Kevin Phillip from the PNM. In the electoral district of Charleville, we have the returning councillor Faik, who will be coming up against a PNM candidate there. In Montrose, we have Debbie Budan, who will be coming up against, can't quite see the name of the PNM candidate there. So that's the tale of the tale there. The meeting here is expected to start very soon. In the meantime, I'll just pass you over to
We're all meant to live here as one in harmony. This is what matters most to me.
Our economy is now 10% smaller. The PNM has failed to properly steer the country through a deep recession brought on by a downturn in the energy sector. The economy is being artificially kept alive by borrowing, accumulating more debt basically, and by depleting our hard-earned foreign exchange reserves. Public debt is the highest ever. International reserves are the lowest in 10 years. This is the ugly truth a new UNC government will meet on its first day in office. We must be prepared and ready to mobilize, wasting no time in getting to work to save our country. A new UNC government will have to bring our economy back onto a sustainable growth path, restart the diversification process away from the dominant energy sector, and restore trust in government. diversification will happen under the UNC. Diversification will be the springboard from which we will create 50,000 new jobs in 5 years and double non-energy exports to $5 billion by 2025. The roadmap for turning our economy around is our National Economic Transformation Master Plan. Our plan is ambitious, but extremely doable. It's pro-business, yet has a human face. It respects the environment. We have devised our strategy around 12 prosperity engines spread throughout Trinidad and Tobago, which will ensure we stabilize, grow, and diversify our economy. We know what we want to do. 50,000 jobs in 5 years and doubling our non-energy exports to $5 billion by 2025. We know how we're going to do it.
Are you ready to get TNT working again? You see this finger? This finger can put a government in office, and this finger can move a government out of office. So put your voting finger next to the rising sun.
Let's get Trinidad and Tobago working again.
How long I looking to see if I could see you, Chief? Every time it rains, it's flooded right through the whole country underwater. Last time it flooded, I almost lost everything in the flood. Everything. And when it's not raining, it have no water in the taps. The taps dry like biscuit. So, Chief, what you could do to help us with water situation and flooding?
Here's an LED bulb.
Chief, a bulb? Chief, a bulb?
Another light bulb moment by Keith and Com.
Where boy, nothing to eat, fridge empty, food prices going high. Keith, you catch me this time, you know, the fridge empty, have nothing to eat. Taking my grocery money to pay for Shamfa phone bill? Nah, you see this talk done. Come December 2nd, I voting for the UNC.
Don't wait for the general elections. Vote them out now.
Let us get TNT working again.
Hi, I'm Sachin Raj, UNC candidate for Lesotho East Superior, and I'm here to provide proper representation to my citizenry. For over 2 decades, Lesotho East Superior has seen no development, no social programs, no infrastructure, and not even a community center. A dynasty of non-deliverance, non-performance, and a lack of humanity. It is my goal to provide proper representation through hard work to my citizens of Lesotho East Superior. On December 2nd, let's get TNT working again. Vote for the United National Congress. Talk done.
Make sure the talk is done now. Time to start back the work now. All the top done, all the top done.
For far too long, the PNM has abandoned the people of Pleasantville community, and I'm here to get Pleasantville working again. There's major issues concerning the grass being cut. Another issue is the speed bumps. Proper drainage, it needs to be cleared to control the fester of mosquito in Pleasantville community. They want proper play park for the children and a running track. On December 2nd, let's get TNT working again. Both UNC. Talk done.
Make sure the talk is done now. Time to start back the work now.
So we are back here at Montrose Junction. I'm seeing the meeting is getting ready to start here. The speakers are on the stage, and I guess in about any minute time we shall see the start of this meeting. In the meantime, let me take you back to some messages from the United National Congress.
July 2019, our nation wept when 7 fishermen were brutally murdered in Orange Valley. But you know who didn't weep? Stuart Young. He ignored the cries of the families who had to scrape up money for helicopter fuel so a search could be conducted. You know who else didn't weep? Fitzgerald Hines. He said no member of the government could attend the funerals because the area did not have a PNM MP. You know who didn't care? Keith Rowley. He said nothing at all. We must never forget Orange Valley. We must never forget the PNM scorn and contempt for hard-working people. On December 2nd, vote them out.
My name is Mikhail Kalis. I'm the local candidate for Marbella West under the UNC. My purpose of being here today is that I'm displeased, I'm angry about the situation that is going on in Marbella West. For example, here is a situation brought to your attention, Sunset Park. We can't stay living in this forever. The UNC works, the PNM talks, talk done.
Let us get TNT working again.
Dear Kira Page neighbor, I am Jalen Jana Rupnarine, your UNC candidate for Kira Page. I am again seeking your support in the upcoming 2019 local government elections as your councillor for the second term. Over the past 3 years, I had the privilege to be your UNC councillor for Kira Page, where I helped deliver better roads and drains and fought for a safer quality of life for you and your family. Our lives in Kira Page will continue to change as our communities grow even more. But not all change is good. My plan of action for Kira Page builds on the work I already started. I intend to continue working with the St. Joseph Police Station to institute additional police patrols. Continue working with the Traffic Management Branch to reduce traffic throughout Kirep and near UE St. Augustine. Continue to lobby for the opening of the Kirep Presbyterian School. Make the Monte Grand Bridge on the St. Augustine Circular a dual carriageway and build better pavements for UE students attending SPEC. And dredge the Blackman River to prevent flooding. Vote Jalen Jana Rupnarine, the only candidate with a clear, actionable plan to further uplift the community of Kira Page. Thank you.
This is what I want you to know. Tell them we fed up, have them back alive. Cause them is wolf in disguise. Have them playing games, so we not voting them again.
Don't wait for the general elections. Vote them out now.
The PNM has spent over $160 billion, nothing to show for it. The UNC, on the other hand, delivered the Costac campus, the El Dorado Nursing Academy, upgraded the Tunapuna Market, Apuna Promenade, plus much more. And that was just in the East-West corridor. The UNC works, the PNM talks. December 2nd, talk done.
Let us get TNT working again.
I see a Trinidad and Tobago where the colors of our political parties do not define who we are. For at the end of the day, regardless of color, regardless of class, regardless of creed, we all pursue one common purpose of a better life and a peaceful, happier nation.
Trinidad and Tobago, blue skies ahead. Cause we are one like a rainbow. Now it's time to plant the seed. We love our country, yeah. Blue skies ahead. Oh, yeah. Cause we are one like a rainbow. Blue skies ahead. Trinidad and Tobago.
Let us forget fights and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation.
Vote for Chris for your councillor. Vote for Chris for your councillor. On the 2nd of December, put your X by the rising sun. Show me your voting finger. On the 2nd of December, ink your finger. We work Chris for we councillor. On the 2nd of December, ink your finger. We work Chris for we councillor. We work Chris for we councillor. We work Chris for we councillor. On the 2nd of December, ink your finger. We work Chris for we councillor. On the 2nd of December, ink your finger. We work Chris for we councillor. Yes, we calling the nation to join in the revolution. Reform on a humble way, vote in UNC. Everybody come as one, come together to bring back grace as we councillor. Everybody come as one, come together to bring back grace as we councillor. Anti-Kamla making way for the young blood, and Chris taking with the victory. Anti-Kamla making way for the young blood, and Chris taking with the victory. Time for change, just a faith in UNC. It's time to take back we country. On the 2nd of December, ink your finger. We work Chris for we councillor. On the 2nd of December, ink your finger. We work Chris for we councillor. We work Chris for we councillor. We work Chris for we councillor. On the 2nd of December, ink your finger. We work Chris for we councillor. On the 2nd of December, ink your finger. We work Chris for we councillor.
What matters most isn't about who you know, or which side of the political fence you sit, or what your religious views are, or where you live. What matters most is your needs, your dreams for a better life for yourself and those you care about. What matters most is where we're going as a nation together. What matters most is our belief in each other and the common goals we share, regardless of color, class, or creed. What matters most is the understanding that there's more that unites us than separates us, and that we are all meant to live here as one in harmony. This is what matters most to me.
Right point, 14. Remember I tell earlier, change is coming. We say thank you very much to all the supporters supporting Change for Point so far. We say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Again, we say to the strongholders, all you, let go now. And if all you don't want to listen, remember I tell all you, I don't talk. And if all you don't believe me, talk done. I tell you.
Food prices going high. Keith, you catch me this time, you know, the fridge empty, have nothing to eat. Taking my grocery money to pay for Shamfa phone bill? Nah, you see this talk done. Come December 2nd, I voting for the UNC.
Don't Don't wait for the general elections. Vote them out now.
Let us get TNT working
the
again.
PNM has abandoned the people of Pleasantville community, and I'm here to get Pleasantville working again. There's major issues concerning the grass being cut. Another issue is the speed bumps. Proper drainage, it needs to be cleared to control the fester of mosquito in Pleasantville community. They want proper play park for the children and a running track. On December 2nd, let's get TNT working again. Both UNC. Talk done.
Make sure the talk is done now. Time to start back the work now. How to go now? Tell them we fed up. Have them back alive. We fed up. Cause them is wolf in disguise. Fed up. Have them playing games. So we not voting them again. We fed up.
Don't wait for the general elections. Vote them out now.
Okay, so we are back here at Montrose Junction in Chaguanas. We see all the speakers there on stage. We expect the meeting to start there in a little while. We see the crowds are gathering. There are lots of people, lots and lots of people here for a little public meeting, a little local meeting here in Montrose Junction, Chaguanas. They are kind of almost blocking the roads. And I see all these candidates probably bring down their supporters. We would have a little difficulties. Our cameras are back across the road, and we probably would be experiencing a lot of problems with the big flags and the banners, but we'll try our best to avoid or to get people to avoid blocking our cameras. So any minute now, we shall be expecting the action on stage side.
Right now I'm waiting on NIS. I used to get a little check from the government for the NIS. They lock off my money. I bills to pay my house for fixing all kind of things. The government is doing nothing for you. About 3 times I get food card and I feel like who deserve it getting it. And I get fed up going and taking them and say look all their love, keep all their food cards. We are to live in love, we are to live in unity. I said I might do for you, might do for me. Get them a wonder still man from Beverly Hill and Lavatel and Enterprise and Marabella line and smile. You know me do it to Batman profile. When you walk in the kitchen a half aisle and the money you work for, you raise the child. But the government drop up the price and feed me with talk. Them talk and talk. But in the dark shall come in the light to see. A Josh and the light to be. And who have eyes to see. All them do is talk. Them talk and talk. Nothing of them have them only glitter for minority. Oh, about the majority living in poverty. Cause up for them I happy, them I happy. When they looking at their face, they look so damn unhappy. Some of them not down to earth, them not have no gravity. So them rather see the poor living more poverty. No wonder why this world is in a calamity. And what you want, why you not getty? Cause them so petty, me not trust them. Talk and action, that are the worst stage. I find it absurd and disgusting. So talk, them talk and talk. But what in the dark shall come in the light to see. A Josh and the light to be. And who have eyes to see. All them do is talk. Them talk and talk. No loving at them at them only glitter for minority. Oh, about the majority living in poverty. Again now, come and watch
Yeah. As you are viewing our live stream, you would see the pictures looking a little blurry. That is due to the loud, very loud music that is being played that is causing the cameras to vibrate. But as soon as that music turns on, the picture shall become very clear. So cause everything to sparkle.
UNC posse. I need to get a little more louder. Who we voting for? Who is the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago? Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, my brothers. As we begin our program here today, it is very, very important. Very, very important. We have the road. I want to thank the Shogunas Police Station and members of the task force for being here today to give us this privilege and honor that we are in the main road, Montrose main road. A round of applause. Our safety is really and truly important to the police service. So we want to thank them again, my brothers. Those of you who have those big flags, I just want you all to just shift to the side. That is hindering the cameras from taking this mammoth crowd in Montrose. I want to let you all know, my brothers and sisters, in a short while from now, we're going to have other councillors meeting us because of the traffic and because of the flash flooding in different areas. Our councillors, they just get a little kept back. All right, so we're going to hold it for this afternoon. And my brothers and sisters, we want to ask you all something. I want to ask you a favor. Now, this is the winning team. UNC is the winning team. We have to act like we're going to win the next general election. All right? So as we begin our program, we put God in front. Very, very important. We are patriotic people. We're going to use the anthem. We're going to use the national anthem to, grease us so that we can be powerful in our forthcoming endeavors. And then we're going to have a prayer. We're going to have a prayer by the chairman of the Chaguanas East constituency, our dear brother Richard Sukdev. So I want you all to stand attentive for the national anthem and the prayer. I'm going to take this opportunity to welcome on our right hand side, we have an entourage coming from our candidate Whitney. A round of applause for her. She's coming, she's walking, she's traveling, and she's coming to our meeting here today. All right, so the national anthem and our word of prayer as we begin our segment this afternoon. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And a word of prayer by the brother that I've mentioned, Chaguanas East Constituency Chairman, Brother Richard Sukdev.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. And as our leader says, we put God in front, okay? Let's just be reverent for just a few moments. Eternal God and Heavenly Father, we just give you praise and thanks, Father, for this day, Father. We thank you, dear God, for bringing us together at this meeting this evening. We thank you, dear God, for your protection and bringing, dear God, the candidates, each supporter, dear God, each activist in this meeting today, dear Father. And we know, dear God, that you are in charge of every situation in our lives, and even the very situation today that we are here in, Father, we know that you are in full control of it. Father, we just thank you that we can come this evening to this meeting in Montrose, dear Father. Lord, where we have come, dear God, with all the candidates of the Chaguanas Borough, dear God, all the electoral districts, dear Father, where the candidates can come, dear God, and espouse their ideas, dear Father, to say what they're going to do, dear God, in the various electoral districts, dear Father. I pray, dear God, a special prayer upon each candidate, dear Father. Lord, let your blessings be upon them, dear God. Lord, as they go, dear Father, in the various areas, dear God, protect them, dear Father God. Oh Lord, let their campaigning be smooth, dear God, without incidents, dear Father. Lord, and that they will be well received, dear God, with what they have to say, dear God, with their ideas, the promotion for the districts, dear Father. Bless them in a mighty special way from now even to eventual victory on 2nd of December, Father. Lord, and this evening we remember, dear God, our political leader, dear Father, Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisesa. We pray a special blessing upon her, dear Father. Lord, that you continue to give her wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and guidance, dear Father, as she leads, dear God, this great party, dear God. As she leads, dear God, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, dear Father. Lord, as she will eventually take us, dear God, into governance, dear Father. Continue to be with her. Watch over her, dear God, as the leader, the national executive, and those who are with her, dear God, in leadership positions, dear Father. Lord, not failing, dear God, to bless each person who have come to this meeting today, dear Father. Lord, just be with each and every one of us. Lord, that everything that is to be said and done, dear Father, we will remember, dear God, that you are in the midst of us, dear God, and in the midst of everything that will be said and done, dear God. Have your way this evening, dear God, in this meeting, and at the end of it, Father, you will take us safely to our respective homes, dear God. Bless your blessings and your spirit be with each and every one of us today. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Richard. A wonderful prayer, my brothers and sisters. A round of applause, a round of applause. Wave your flags, wave your UNC flag. Be proud. Be proud of your flag, my brothers and sisters. Today we are all gathered here to send a clear message. Send a clear message to that non-performing government of Trinidad and Tobago that is having this country held hostage, my brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters, as we begin our program, I just want to say something. A pleasant good night to the honorable political leader of the United National Congress, our dear sister Kamla Prasad Bisasa, to our MPs, to all our hard-working activists, our councillors. A pleasant good afternoon, good night to each and every one of you. And my brothers and sisters, I want to say something here. A special thank you and a special greetings, a special good night to each and every one of you who have gathered here. You braved the inclement weather and you are showing up in your hundreds. And I'm sure we're going to reach the figures of 1,000 and more in a short while from now, my brothers and sisters. My duty here is a very simple one. My brothers and sisters, it is an important duty, but before I go into my duty, I just want to let you all know, keep it in mind, my brothers and sisters, that this PNM government has not worked for you. 4 years, and I want you all to say it, 4 years, and they have not given us anything. You're going to hear it from your speakers here. We have 8 intelligent speakers this afternoon, my brothers and sisters, who are going to really and truly give you some vocal points on what they are going to do in their communities. So my brothers and sisters, I am very proud and very pleased to bring on our dear sister, woman, Marissa Ram Logan, who is going to introduce some of these wonderful candidates, my brothers and sisters. But bear in mind, my brothers and sisters, that you, the people of Central Trinidad, we have to send a clear message to Dr. Keith Rowley that we are going to change him, we are going to remove him, and we are going to replace him with an honorable person, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisasa, my brothers and sisters.
UNC family, are you happy to be here this evening? Come on, make some noise. Because let me tell you something. We are live right now on UNC live stream. So make some noise and show them how much you want us people out here. Before I bring on our first speaker, I want to tell Keith Rowley something here tonight. You know, people say, why you must come out and vote for local government election? That's just about the councillors. But let me tell you why this particular election is going to be very important. Because when you go on December 2nd and you stay in this voting finger, you are sending a clear message to the PNM. Next year we come in for you and out you go. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our first speaker this afternoon. She's a young lady who I consider one of the role models for young women outside there. Because she's one of the workers. You know, PNM says they're getting it done. Well, we have candidates who actually get it done, who have been working on the ground, and you can see them everywhere. So it gives me great pleasure to bring on tonight Councillor Vandana Mohit, your candidate for Kunupia.
Honorable political leader Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisasa, who is on the fields working very hard at this time throughout Trinidad and Tobago. We acknowledge her here in Shogunas, MPs present, senators, members of the National Executive, and you, our UNC supporters, a pleasant good evening. Firstly, I want to send a clear message to the PNM that Shogunas is our yard and you are going to get a brutal licking from these big dogs on December 2nd when the Shogunas borough goes full UNC. My friends, it has been a rough 3 years at the Shogunas borough under this PNM government. In Imbert has been presenting national budgets which are only in the form of allocation. That means what's on paper. Releases, however, which is what you get in hand, has been very minimal to get anything done for you, our burgesses of Shogunas. A few days ago, the PNM had a meeting less than 1 minute away from here, speaking on Shogunas being a UNC-led borough. This evening, we want to ask Janelle Joe, why didn't you tell Imbert and Kazim that we went from $16 million in scavenging allocation, which is garbage collection monies, to $13 million, a major cut by $3 million, when garbage collection is the most important function of a corporation and its councillors? Were you afraid to shine up your lost and lazy bosses? Not only that, my friends, we got a cut in scavenging, but $1 million for local government reform, which we don't have. Remember, they promised us that before local government elections? What is that telling you? That shows how much these wicked people care about their citizens' health. People are dying, and Wary Terence Dialsing, the Minister of Health, speaking about hiding figures. Kamala filed legal action against him for slander and libel. You know why? Because he damn lied. People are sleeping on hospital floors, chairs and corridors, having to buy medication because the Dialsing has not paid contractors. The hard-working staff at the Shogunas Health Facility is being compromised because of his shameful incompetence. No monies to fix vehicles and spraying machines for mosquitoes. Kazim, Imbert, Terence. Dumb, dumber, dumbest. You don't know which one you could call them. My friends, dealing with Shogunas, Janelle Joe took bait from Ronald Hira and ran on platform to speak on the UNC spending $1.8 million on the Shogunas market roof repairs. Let me tell you what she did not say. And by the way, the council of which she is a part of tendered and awarded that contract. When UNC councillors visited and saw the quality of work that this government had approved, we demanded a full investigation. As a responsible UNC-run council, we said we are not just going to pay. But today, I asked Janelle Joe from Montrose Junction to Signature Hall. I asked Lisa Holder. I asked Cheryl Ryan Mohammed, who were the 3 PNM members who sat in October after 2 years and approved the payment. Don't blame the UNC. Stop playing Rowley. Stop acting like your leader and blaming the UNC in Shogunas. You sat and voted for that. I want to also deal with PNM candidate Lisa Holder, who, by the way, has an office down the road filled with PNM stickers, which the government is paying for. I have a letter here, friends, which was read in council, related to a young woman who lost her job because of PNM Lisa's spite, and who Lisa claims she does not know. Let me read for you. Dear Mr. Mayor, Borough of Shogunas, on the 6th May 19, I was stabbed, almost lost my life due to my ex. I would read the whole thing. Later in the letter, I understand due to how my ex-spouse is related to the councillor, there may be a problem. My friends, Janelle Joe want to stand on a platform, the PNM want to stand on a platform and claim integrity. How the PNM candidates are filled with integrity. Today, all of us, we ask, what integrity are you speaking about? And one more thing before I leave. A man by the name of Isles, Mayor, somewhere on Isle Street, Isles Trace or something like that, calling meeting in Shogunas East constituency, bullying URP workers to work with PNM candidates, Some of our own supporters cannot come out and walk because they are afraid they'll lose their jobs. Today we say to Mr. Isles Trace, if your candidates who are all incumbents did their work, you would not have to be bullying URP workers to work with them for elections. My friends, they said they are getting it done. From what I have told you, by the time they are done with you, you done, your children done, and our country will be done. When they come to you, when they come to your doorways, tell them, talk done, vote UNC. I thank you.
Make sure the talk is done now. Can't start back the work now. All the talk done.
Thank you, Councillor Vandana Rohit. Let me ask you something. In the last 4 years, what has the PNM gotten done or getting it done or what have they done actually? Come on, say it loud because we need them to hear this. Not a thing. But we hear it, we getting it done. One thing I can tell you is, while the PNM talking, the UNC working. It gives me great pleasure to bring on this stage for you here tonight another sitting council of the Shogunas-Borough Corporation, who is also a colleague of mine. He is what we call the little powerhouse in the Shogunas-Borough Corporation because when he inside here, he bats for you. And he makes sure that his voice is heard. It gives me great pleasure to bring on this stage the candidate for Montrose, County Savannah, Adrian Alikunda.
For UNC, get me in and move that power. Show me your voting finger. No rolling with anti-camera. Show me your voting finger. Yeah. Vote for the UNC. My lord, vote for the UNC.
All protocols observed. Thank you to our political leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, for the opportunity to continue serving. And I would like to take this moment to recognize all the hard work that she's doing on the field as I speak here tonight. UNC family, come on, let's make some noise, make some noise. Make some noise for all the winning candidates that you can see here and future councillors at the Shogunas-Borough Corporation. While my colleagues will be thoroughly expounding on the poor leadership that our country has suffered under this wicked PNM government, tonight I would like to particularly highlight an issue which I hold very close to me, which is the dilapidated state of sports in Trinidad and Tobago. As an avid ambassador for sports, it saddens me every day that the current administration is training the towel on our future sporting generation. From my own cricketing experiences, it has taught me that without sound leadership, there can be no winning future. Not a single day passes where I am not faced with questions from our younger athletes and sport academic students about their future employment opportunities. Graduates from UE and UTT, especially sport programs, continue to argue the relevance of their academic pursuits and whether they will be given any opportunities under this wicked PNM administration. The infamous line, as we all hear them saying, a lack of funding has now become the mantra of the PNM government when it comes to the development of the talents of our youth. Instead of maintaining the state-of-the-art facilities which the People's Partnership government left at the end of their tenure, they have chosen to senselessly construct subpar facilities so that their families, friends, and financiers can benefit from the contracts. Every single day you hear on the news how many of our young men have lost their lives to a life of crime because the current administration has failed to implement measures to foster productivity among our youth. I've always said this before, and I will continue to vehemently express how important of a role sport plays in fostering growth and development of our youngsters. The talent of our children is being stifled because the only goal of the PNM government is to fill their pockets while they can, with complete disregard of the repercussions
while who suffer? While the country suffers. Not a single new program has been developed for the upcoming talented sportswomen and men to encourage and inspire our future generation and to distract them from a life of crime. Why is that, folks? You tell me. Just like every other aspect of PNM governance, there is a lack of vision, foresight, because our country is now being led by a band of liars and thieves. The constant reshuffle of ministers is evidence to this. Our country is being led by incompetence, hence the current state of our failed economy. The UNC-led corporations, such as Shogunas, have suffered tremendously at the hands of this selfish government with their lack of funding mantra, so much that councillors are unable to execute the smallest of jobs. I can recall on numerous occasions where I had to use my own money to pay for the maintenance of some of the recreation grounds in my district so that the youths can have an opportunity to come together to play cricket or football comfortably. It has been my vow as a councillor to continue to vigorously do what is necessary to keep the youth of my electoral district away from the life of crime by involving them in various sporting activities we have hosted. You tell me, aren't we all tired of hearing excuses? Are you not fed up of the blame, game and distraction by this wicked PNM government? Tell me. So what we have to do on December the 2nd, come out in your numbers and demonstrate your frustration and be the change that we all require. Vote for a party with a purpose, a party that is committed to progress. Put your X by the rising sun and let's get TNT working. Talk done.
Show me your voting finger. Vote for UNC. Take me and them out of power. Show me your voting finger. Don't roll it with anti-camera. Show me your voting finger.
Thank you, Councillor Adrian Ali. And let me just remind you, on December 2nd, this election is not going to be won just by us coming out to meetings and talking. Every single one of you, get your families out, get your friends out, get your neighbors out, because on December 2nd, it's only when you stain his finger, then the UNC will have victory. So it is up to all of you to make sure that happens. Now I will invite, this is a new candidate for the electoral district of Edinburgh, Londonville South. Mary Coriat has seen the light and the bright shining of the UNC. And she's here tonight to introduce herself and for us to know our UNC candidate for Edinburgh, Londonville South. I invite her to the podium.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, for that introduction. Honorable Political Leader, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bissessa, SC, Member of Parliament for Karani Central, the Honorable Dr. Botiwari, Party Executives, members of the media, and most importantly, my people, the good people of Edinburgh, Londonville. Burgesses, good night. I am Mary Correct Clarence, and I have been chosen by this great party to represent you at the local government level in the elections, and with your permission, confidence, and most importantly, your vote, I am your next councillor for Edinburgh, Londonville. For far too long, our people have had to contend with poor allocation of resources from central government. For far too long, the people have been forced to feel like second-class citizens, forced to be professional pothole dodgers, forced to contend with poor water resources, forced to contend with garbage piling up on our streets, blocked drains causing flooding, destruction of the homes and businesses. I know your problems because I face them too. When you can't get water to get your children to school, I don't have water either. When rats run rampant throughout your area, I see them as well. When your cars strain, get damaged because of poor road maintenance in the area, I feel it too. I feel it because I am one of you. I wasn't chosen. I wasn't chosen to parachute in and guess the problems facing the area. I live it. That is why I was chosen to represent you in this area. It is why you can feel confident that your concerns are going to be addressed. No longer shall your counselor be faceless person. You do not recognize or know. I am Mary. Call me and everything will be done to fix the issues that make our lives difficult. Here, Burgesses, are where I have chosen to live and raise my children and grandchildren. With your help, we can do our part to make it great. Put me to work to see the changes flow in. This great party has put its faith in me, and it is with that faith that I ask of you, let me work for you. Let us make these Burgesses a shining example of service and togetherness. So on election day, when you walk into that booth, hold your head high and know that when you cast your vote for me, when you cast your vote for the UNC in the Burgesses of Edinburgh, Londonville, that you cast your vote for a totally local, totally vocal candidate. That you cast your vote for Mary Clarence, and that we get our country back to work, one Burgesses at a time. Thank you, and may God bless all of you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. Let's hear a round of applause for Mary again. So you know what to do on December 2nd, Edinburgh, Londonville South. Use this finger. I have a message tonight from Miss Camille. She gave out a list of things. I don't dabble in that, so I don't know too much about it. But one of the things she wanted to use was a coquille broom. I want to tell her tonight, bring that coquille broom on December 2nd, because when we finish with them on December 2nd, we will use that coquille broom and sweep them out of Chigonas. It gives me great pleasure. As you can notice, we have a lot of youth on stage tonight. Thank you to Kamla Prasad Bisasa, who has given her confidence in these young people here tonight. And now we have another young lady coming to the platform. She is your UNC candidate for Montrose, Miss Debbie Budan. She's a daughter of the soil. She born and grew up in Montrose, right down the road. So give her a round of applause and bring her here.
Our beloved leader, Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisasa, members of Parliament, Mr. Fazal Karim, Mr. Botiwari, and Senator Saddam Hussein, His Worship the Mayor of Chigonas, Mr. Gopal Budan, and other councillors of the Borough of Chigonas. Fellow UNC candidates, our future councillors of the Chigonas Borough Corporation. Pleasant good evening, everyone. On the night of Monday, December 2nd, when I become your councillor, you will have my unreserved commitment. We have all made this journey for a reason. We came here because you believe in where Trinidad and Tobago, our country, can have better governance under the United National Congress and the leadership of Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisasa. Today, I am happy to be a representative of this great party. So you may ask, who is Debbie Budan? I am a people's person. Love to get things done, love to help people. I was born and raised in this neighborhood. I studied here and my passion has always been in serving others. As a former placement coordinator for the on-the-job training program, I worked with hundreds of young persons between the age group of 16 to 35 years who were placed in jobs in the public, private, and non-government organizations. I also had the opportunity to advise them on starting a career and also developing their future educational and training goals. To them, I was a mentor, but for me, it was an opportunity to serve the people. However, there was a turning point under this PNM government when I, like so many others, lost my job. Today, over 60,000 persons have lost their jobs since 2015. I was just one of them. It was a difficult time for me as I felt at that point I had no purpose. I did not sit back though, and now, being given this opportunity to serve you, I am enthusiastic, and I assure you I would never shirk from my responsibility. I would like to thank my predecessor, since he too, like all other UNC councillors in the borough of Chaguanas, have worked even with little resources at hand. On the same vein, I would also like to thank the outgoing mayor for his invaluable contribution. Monday, 2nd of December will now allow me to turn the page and continue this work in support of the ideals of the United National Congress. I would work with you for safety and security, infrastructure projects, traffic management issues, environmental and public health services. Working together with the MP, we will develop entrepreneurial skills training for our youths and implement mentoring and vocational skills training programs. We have plans to partner with faith-based organizations and community groups to empower women with the necessary skills to improve their lives. We will also focus on assisting the youths in sporting activities, continuing my work in helping the unemployed and increasing knowledge and participation of many more young people in politics. So, let us work together and reclaim what we deserve. Give your support to the United National Congress and let's win this electoral district, this borough, and this local elections resoundingly. I strongly pledge my support, dedication, and commitment to my community, the people of Montrose. I will be your voice and represent you fearlessly. Thank you, God bless, and have a safe and
Good evening, brothers and sisters. DJ, give me 20 seconds of that song again. If you love your country, God for the UNC. Trinidad is UNC. United National Congress is the people's party. Trinbago is UNC. United National Congress is the people's party. How you all feeling? You want me to win? Why? Because we catching we suffering. But you know what? It's not UNC people suffering alone. It's everybody. And we are here tonight to celebrate, not victory, but to celebrate the UNC. Victory for all people. Because the PNM mantra is for one set of people, their people. Kamla's mantra is for all. Very good. Tonight, I want to introduce our first speaker after Faiq Mohammed is our Deputy Mayor of Chaguanas. Very well. And Councillor for the Electoral District of Charleville. He has been serving local government for 6 years. He lived all his life in Charleville as is rooted in the Chaguanas community. He's an active member in the masjid, and despite being a practicing Muslim, he, however, engages with other religious organizations to ensure that they are successful in their ventures. He's very active in playing and promoting sports and youth development in the area. His goals as a councillor is to provide the best service that the Shogunas Borough has to offer. Ladies and gentlemen, in the words of Mahatma Gandhi, for Faiq Mohammed, it says, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Faiq Mohammed.
Get me an extra power. Show me your voting finger. You're rolling with anti-camera. Show me your voting finger. Vote for the UNC. My lord, vote for the UNC. If you love your family, vote for the UNC. Go make back the economy. Vote for the UNC.
Thank you, Dr. Rai Ragbir. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some more noise for our political leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, who is currently on the ground working right now. Make some more noise, make some noise, let she hear you out there. Good afternoon, MPs, senators, my colleagues, the winning candidates of the Shogunas Borough Corporation, and most importantly, you, my UNC family. Let me start by saying that all of you here tonight are true patriots. A patriot is someone who loves their country and who will fight for it if it's necessary. Together, we will stand and we will fight. We will fight this wicked PNM government. We will fight for our children. We will fight for our country. We will fight for our future. And together, we will fight to get Trinidad and Tobago working again. Brothers and sisters, let it be known across Trinidad and Tobago that true patriots wear yellow. And we stand for what we believe in. But those others in red, they fight as well. But they fight for themselves. They fight for their friends. They fight for their family. And they fight for their favorites. Some of you may say Faris. This country and the well-being of the citizens of this country have never been their priority. The time has come. The time has come to defend our country. Defend it from those in red who are destroying it. Defend it by placing your X by the rising sun on December the 2nd. My friends, this local government election is a very important one. This local government elections is the catalyst for change in 2020 to return the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So don't be deterred from voting. Let there be no valley wide enough or no mountain high enough to keep you away from voting for the UNC. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm hearing all over the place, we're getting it done, we're getting it done, we're getting it done. Getting what done? This is the biggest joke for this elections, because last local government elections, the PNM, they campaigned the length and breadth of this country, boasting, beating their chest, saying, we will reform, we will bring reform. Today, 3 years later, and millions of dollars later actually, because of all those local government consultations, nothing. There's no local government reform. So tell me, what can they really get done? The only thing this government is doing is mashing up this country So on December 2nd, we will tell them, talk done. My people, it is our opportunity to show this government that they are incapable of governing. They have starved the Shogunas Borough Corporation of funding. But thank God for those generous corporate citizens and NGOs that assisted councillors to bring service to their burgesses. Please give them a loud round of applause. While we as councillors are grateful for this, this shouldn't be so. This shouldn't be so because we are paying so much taxes. And remember, Imbert raised gas not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times he raised gas, and he said this is for our benefit. Remember that? But how is this benefiting us? These past 3 years as a councillor with the PNM and central government have been very difficult. So much so that we are in a deficit of approximately $18 million. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine how much work a councillor could have done for you, could have done for Shogunas if we have gotten that $18 million? This year, we applied, the Shogunas Borough Corporation applied for approximately $91 million to do projects around the Shogunas Borough Corporation. And this government allocated, as the previous councillor said, our Minister of Finance, he only deals with allocation. So he only allocated $19 million. From $91 million we applied for, we got $19 million. So when you do the maths, we got approximately 20% of what we applied for. With a population of approximately 83,000. There are some corporations that has a smaller population than Shogunas and receiving much more. That is how unfairly we are treated in Shogunas by this government. This government has one aim: to sabotage Shogunas and create unrest in the heartland. So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, don't fall for their politics, lies and gimmicks. Always remember, this government cannot be trusted. Always remember, Petrotrin, Emailgate, those monstrous lies. All they are trying to do is divide and conquer. I am here to say, let us remain united, or divided we will fall. In the words of our national motto, together we aspire, and together we achieve. Brothers and sisters, on December 2nd, we have an opportunity to show the government that we are fed up. We are fed up of all the bad roads. We are fed up of the high unemployment rate. We are fed up of the taxes. We are fed up of the high food prices. We are fed up of the high gas prices. We are fed up of the high cost of living. We are fed up of the high crime rate. We are fed up of the flooding. We are fed up with the water shortage. We are fed up with the rumping. We are fed up with the roaming. We are fed up of the poor public health facilities. We are just fed up, fed up, fed up. It is our opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to signal change. So let us ignite that fire within our souls. Let us create a wave, a movement of change. So my friends, don't switch up on us. We have big plans. We have a national economic transformation plan for our country. And our honorable political leader, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, yes, she laid out this plan in Parliament in what was the best ever budget response this country has ever heard. so let us remain committed, show strength and be resolute. And remember, blue skies ahead with the rising sun. So Trinidad and Tobago, on December the 2nd, there's only one choice. Vote for the UNC. Let us get TNT working again. Talk done.
In the fire, people falling, people suffering, all over the country, people not working. If you want things get better for your son and your daughter, boy, anti-Kamala is the answer. Just in the anti for you and your family.
Friends, we have an announcement here. TDK 8672, a Ford Ranger blocking a business place that is still open. If you could kindly remove it. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let me tell you another reason why you need to vote on December 2nd. Do you know, my friends, that right down the road here, not far from here, walking distance, is the Shogunas District Health Facility. Many of you have visited that area. It's small, it's so inadequate. And why I'm saying that, there are 12 acres of land in Itasca Road, which we had secured under the partnership government, where our leader, Kamla Prasad-Bisasa, they had drawn plans for a new hospital. But you know what? People in Shogunas get nothing. So you know what you do? You make sure you go in droves on December 2nd, before the end of the day. Carry everyone you could and make sure you vote for the rising. With that said, the next candidate is Miss Wendy Francis, who is currently the elected treasurer of the Women's Arm of the United National Congress and has previously served as a treasurer in the national executive of the UNC. She's a brilliant, resourceful young woman. Her background is in finance and business. She has, over the last 20 years, knowledge and experience in developing and conducting projects, businesses, and customer service. And with that words in mind, with Mahatma Gandhi quote, I will bring on Wendy, and her words, she would say, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. My brothers and sisters, change starts with all of us. Let's give her a round of applause and bring on Wendy Francis.
Thank you, Dr. Rai. Good night, everyone at the head table, my fellow winning colleagues at the Shogunas Borough Corporation, MPs, Senator, a special good night to our political leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad-Bisasa, and a very special good night to you, Shogunas. Good night. Thank you all for coming out here tonight. It is very encouraging to see each and every one of you. This tells me that you all are fed up of this PNM government. This tells me that you all are ready for change. This tells me that on December 2nd, that you are ready to get Trinidad and Tobago working again. People of Shogunas, let me introduce myself. I am Wendy Francis. I am a people person. I am about community. I am here to serve you, the people of my electoral district of Felicity Endeavour, and by extension, the Shogunas Borough Corporation. I would like to publicly thank my political leader, your political leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad-Bisasa, for placing her trust and confidence in me by creating this opportunity for me to become your humble servant. I come to you tonight, my brothers and sisters, in the darkest time in our country's history, a time when every citizen feels the burden of a failing and collapsing economy. A time when we have a government that cares very little about its citizens. My dear friends, you see on a daily basis, homes and properties are being put for sale. Businesses are closing their doors and employment rates are hitting through the roof. A very high and ever-climbing crime rate is also affecting the business community. Business owners now live in fear, as any time could be their time. Any time can be our children's time, a time to be a victim of robbery and or kidnapping. What about our health sector, the education system? How about our social services, agriculture, infrastructure? You see, I can stand here all night and go on and on, a list of negatives, and about the most incompetent and uncaring PNM government. I can speak about every national issue, but instead I want to focus on local government and my soon-to-be Felicity Endeavour family. You see, while walking through my electoral district of Felicity Endeavour, I saw firsthand some of the many issues facing the residents. Issues I pledged to work hard to solve. Issues that are only there because of a lack of funding and care from this current PNM government. It is, you see, I have a plan. I have a plan. It is my vision for the district to forge a stronger security network with the police and residents so that we can take charge of our security. You see, it is my vision and my mission, one, to use of technology to curb crime. I pledge to use CCTV cameras in key strategic and entry-exit points within the area and community, the establishment of various neighborhood watch groups, to lobby for mobile police units throughout Felicity and environs. Secondly, I plan to encourage and engage the involvement of youths within my electoral district through the reintroduction and upliftment of sports and cultural initiatives such as football and cricket at the Jubilee grounds, at the Petersfield grounds, and at the New Settlement grounds, just to name a few. I also pledge for the maintenance in the improvement and infrastructure within the electoral district, such as the Felicity Community Center and others, to encourage and implement training and development of skills and skill sets such as cooking, sewing, plumbing, and so much more. The use of training centers to train our youths and young adults in preparation for employment and the world of work, and also in becoming entrepreneurs. It is my vision for the district, as I said, to encourage and forge a stronger security network between police residents so we can take charge of our security and to curb crime. I pledge to be with each and every one of you every step of the way to bring about a positive change within each community within the electoral district of Felicity Endeavour. I pledge to you tonight, I will be your eyes, ears, and more so your voice within the chambers of the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. You see, my UNC family, I ask you for your support to stand by me, to work with me. I am only human. I may fall at times, I may make mistakes, I may even stumble sometimes. But as long as I have your shoulders to lean on, and as long as you are with me and stand by me, I stand strong. As long as you stand by me, I pledge to serve you and perform to the best of my ability. And with you, we stand together strong. And together with the UNC, we all stand strong together. So on December 2nd, I ask, vote for me, vote for the UNC. The UNC votes. Thank you.
Show me your voting finger. Vote for UNC. Take me and them to the power. Show me your voting finger. Don't roll it with
female UNC supporters. So female UNC supporters, hear what I say. We love you, Kamla. Only ladies. Oh, God, boy. All right, guys. We love you, Kamla. Just make noise, everybody. That's what we want to hear. My friends, our next speaker, a true person of the soil of Chaguanas, Barry Stephen Bodram. Following in his father's footsteps, councillor for 2 terms. Barry is what you call a true son of the soil. He is Barry. He has been working at the Chaguanas Borough Corporation, and he wants his political career to fly. So with that in mind, I want Barry to stand up and I'm going to use a quote from Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Barry's quote will be here. We must learn to live together as brothers, or we will perish together as fools. So, my brothers and sisters, our Kamla Persad, our leader, she loves all. And if you look at the diversity and the youthfulness, that is her mantra right through. And with that said, give Barry Stephen Bodran a round of applause and bring him on stage.
Councillors, candidates, MPs, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure that I stand here to address you this evening as the candidate for Enterprise North Esmeralda, representing this great party, the United National Congress, the party that will get Trinidad and Tobago working again, the party that works together, stays together, party which I am proud to be a member of. My name is Barry Bodram, presently working at Chaguanas Borough Corporation, serving you for the past 20 years. This is one of my reasons why I wanted to be a councillor, so I could serve you at a higher capacity. As the candidate for Enterprise North Esmeralda, I vow to provide good representation that has never been seen before in the electoral district. The time has come where councillors must not be working only on purpose of cleaning garbage, unclogging drains, maintaining recreational grounds and cemeteries. A local government councillor must assume a greater role. We have a councillor in our area for the past 6 years, and the problem of garbage disposal have never been properly addressed. This eyesore is seen in most parts of her district. She ignores sanitation, health, and the well-being of fellow citizens. Does that councillor really care? Bad roads, grass overgrown on both sides of the drains, causing a breeding ground for mosquitoes and rodents. All the lies, promises that this beloved councillor made was never a priority, and they remain unresolved. Once I am elected, I intend to improve infrastructure such as drainage, footpath, proper roads, ensure a clean sanitary environment by maintaining empty lots, cleaning drains, managing the problem of mosquito infestations, as well as introduce a comprehensive garbage collection and recycling program with the involvement of all electoral districts. I intend to realize and recognize the cultural change within the district by encouraging and assisting cultural groups and programs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is of utmost importance that persons feel safe and secure while going out their daily lives and providing for their families as well as enjoying recreational facilities within the district. In this way, I intend to work closely with the relevant authorities in developing a structural approach to deal with criminality and the problem with crime. Friends and supporters, give yourself a chance. Put the UNC to work for you. Put me to work for you. Put all my fellow candidates to work for you. Let's get TNT working again. Let us keep the borough of Shogunas under the United National Congress. This is the start of the journey to remove this wicked, uncaring PNM government. So on December 2nd, with your support, the borough will remain under the responsible hands of the UNC. Let us make the borough a work nation. UNC works, PNM talks. Barry works, Lisa talks. Talk done.
My friends, as I come to the end of my tenure for presentation of candidates, if you will allow me, I have been working with this particular candidate in Enterprise South. And friends, what I have seen in this predominantly PNM area, my heart bled. You know, it didn't bleed red, it bleed yellow. There was so much poverty, forgetfulness. The entire country forgot Enterprise. Dirt drains are normal. The outhouses are normal. Galvanized shacks are normal. And Councillor Hira let that for the last 20 years plus remain. People live in squalor. If you see that, how these people live, it will hurt your heart. But you know what? God is great. And we have a great leader, Kamla Prasad Bisasa. Give her a round of applause. And my friend, she has an excellent team behind her. And the executive, senators, and members of parliament, give them a round of applause. So, the next candidate, her name is Whitney Stevenson Hamlet. She's an honest, dedicated, and extremely hard-working mother of four. She's very, very spiritual. She's presently employed at the Cuba Tabaki Talparo Corporation, and she's no stranger to politics, having been a supporter of the UNC from a very tender age with her mother. You see, just like Barry, that is what it takes, legacy. She was a candidate in 2016 for local government elections. Similarly, Enterprise South, she lost. But nevertheless, she will get victory in December 2nd. Whitney stands to deliver with equity and passion. She has a passion, my brothers and sisters, for the youth, for the battered woman, and for community development. And in the words of Nelson Mandela, how I would describe Whitney, there can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. And that should be our mantra, how we live our life. Don't look for anything. Help others selflessly. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, friends of UNC family, I bring you Whitney Stevenson Hamlet.
Hiramas, UNC family and pleasant good night, Hiramas. On December 2nd, what you all going to do? Vote for Whitney Stevenson Hamlet. A pleasant good night to all. A pleasant good night to the political leader of the United National Congress, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisasa. The members of Parliament of the Shogunas, Mr. Fazal Karim, His Worship, Mayor Budan. My campaign team who is out here tonight, my foot soldiers, make some noise. And my UNC family. It's a pleasure tonight. I'm truly overwhelmed to see this crowd.
Watch now. In Enterprise South, it's a hard fight. And for all who know Enterprise South, now it's victory time. We have Londonville North with us, right? Thank you. Hiramas. Don't say it so soft now. Let me hear you. Hiramas. Thank you, Jesus. I hear that. I'm a married woman, a mother of 4. I was given the opportunity by the political leader, Mrs. Kamala Bissassa, to be your candidate for the electoral district of Enterprise South / Londonville North now. I accept with great honor and humility, no stranger to politics. However, in my walkabouts for these past few weeks, it saddened my heart. As Dr. Rai just said, it's a lot of poverty for all who know Enterprise South. This man in government, he held his constituency for about 20 years. I don't think it's a 2 things I could say tonight that I could see in this electoral district that this man has actually delivered for these people. I'm telling you, these people crying out to me. They're crying out, they're pleading and begging for change. His own people, eh? So I'm telling you here, I'm sending you a message tonight. Your own people fed up. They're fed up. They're fed up here. They're fed up by the promises. They're fed up by the fed up of seeing you and just you're saying something. Hear what I'm telling you. They really say PNM does stop. What UNC does do? UNC works. And I'm telling you, on December 2nd, once y'all give me a chance, I will deliver for you guys with equity. I assure you guys that. It hurt my heart to see people under this 2020 stage, people in latrines, people have sewer water coming in the place. Mothers struggling, they can't even buy a tin of milk. No work. If you know it's a UNC family here, he stopped the box train. I'm telling you, it's sad, it's sad, it's sad, it's sad. This is what this council has done for Enterprise South. What he do? He do nothing. He do nothing. Soon to come, baby, soon to come. But hear what I'm telling you. I just fed up. I know much of saying I write something and hear what I'm telling you. My heart pours out to the Enterprise people because when I walk these streets and I see the valleys and the struggles that these people go under, it saddens my heart. We walk every day, we try to distribute letters to the children. I meet a heap of rubbish the other day, Jesus Christ, it high over my head. This man in council for 20 years, the people try to burn it on up. He doing nothing. After I end up taking a truck, we end up starting to facilitate the people. I started work already, people, and I ain't reached there yet. I started to deliver for you guys. It hurt my heart to see the kind of mosquito. A lady there with about 5 children. If you see the grass, mighty God. And you know what you turn and tell the lady say, she's a UNC. You understand? So you victimizing the people. Here what you doing? Once you know, these people walk with me, they toil with me, but you think there's a UNC? No box train for you, nothing to eat, no work, no nothing. This man just victimizing everybody from Enterprise South. But I assure you, on December 2nd, but Whitney Stevenson I'm not there, and I will deliver for you guys with equity. It has nothing to do but if there's a UNC, if there's a PNM, once I do get selected, I'm there for the people of Enterprise South / Londonville North. We fed up. And I'm asking you guys to please go out in your numbers and show Hira a message. You know what? Yeah, what's going on? And now get this one. He frightened, you know. He really, really frightened. Yeah, what's going on? He's supposed to have a meeting tomorrow on a certain grounds for 3 o'clock. Oh God, but don't let me go there just now. I comment to that. Give me time. Yeah, what's going on? The meeting is 3 o'clock tomorrow. 20 years today, you know. But because December the 2nd soon to come, here what he looking to do? He going and give out some deed of comfort. I know who he mama guy. 20 years today, but only now he want to deliver to the people and give them some deed of comfort. But people, take the deed of comfort because it will benefit you. But here what I'm telling you, on December 2nd, put your ex by the rising sun. Put your ex by the rising sun. We fed up. Take it. Now you bribe. It start already. But don't talk from my posters. Oh Lord, let me don't go there. I stuck up all over. But due to the fact now, you could barely see Whitney Stevenson Hamlet. era. Everything got pulled down, he tear it down, or he stick over it. But God is a good God. That ain't stopping me, Ronald era. I strong, my broad, back broad, and I'm coming for you like a strong lion. On December 2nd, the Enterprise South Section of the North. Vote for Whitney Stevenson Hamlet, and I assure you all, I will deliver with equity. Have a pleasant good night. UNC talks, PNM. Oh God, I make a mistake, sorry. PNM talks, UNC works. I have a little young man who touched my heart last night. You want to bring him on stage as Rohan? Rehan. Come, Rehan. While I was picking up garbage, this little young man, he was enthusiastic.
Good night, everybody. My name is Rehan Justin Chitram, and I live in Enterprise, and one day I hope to be the mayor.
You see, people of Enterprise have a future. So thank you guys and have a blessed night.
Freeze wages, on top of that increased taxes.
Thank you, my brothers.
On top of that, I real man living by, and the race gas 4 times, and the real madman thing. You can get rid of that government. Quick.
Yes, Maestro, good one. My brothers and sisters, I just want to let you all know something here today. We have been listening to 8 intelligent, wonderful people who have pledged their full support for their different localities, their different constituencies. I want you to give them a round of applause. Those of you who are locked on via the internet and you are watching, we want you all, we know that you are supportive of the United National Congress. We want you all to translate that to votes. We want you all to come out December 2nd. Put your thumb, put your finger, put your hands, put your paws, put your foot, and make sure, my brothers and sisters, that the United National Congress return to power. My brothers and sisters, my responsibility is really and truly a good one, easy one. Because time is against us and we want to try to get you all to understand what is taking place in this country. Firstly, I just want to let you all know, I am a person who do forensic audit. Many of you saw that big truck came in, right? And I'm sure that many of you didn't really take it on. But at the back of the truck, there's a big sign, local fuel. And at the side of that truck, my brothers and sisters, there was www.co.uk. What does it translate to? What is it that they are doing, my brothers and sisters? They are doing things to you to manipulate, to destroy the country, the mentality of the country. What is happening to us, my brothers and sisters, is that we have to understand that this PNM government, all their concern is with that handful of people who is their financiers, and they are repaying them back, my brothers and sisters. It is about time, those of you who are thinking, maybe you are thinking that this is just a local government election. But my brothers and sisters, this is not the local government election. This is an election that is going to bring back the United National Congress into governance. I want you all to know that. We cannot take it lightly. I am making this call, my brothers and sisters, as a businessman. I am making this call as a religious leader. I am making this call, my brothers and sisters, as a person who owns property. In a short time from now, if you only give the PNM a chance, my brothers and sisters, for 4 years they suffocate the values of the people. In the remaining 1 year, they will try to open a line to make sure maybe you are sustained a bit. But after that, my brothers and sisters, they are going to cripple this country. And I want you all to know that, my brothers and sisters. I want you all to remember what I'm saying here today. Property tax is going to come back. They are going to, they're going to reintroduce many, many taxes to kill the hard-working citizens of this country. My brothers and sisters, we have in our midst, we have our MPs. we have a senator, and my brothers and sisters, we have the mayor of Shogunas, and I'm going to introduce today those persons who are fighting for us. They are fighting at the level of the council. They are fighting in the parliament for us. And I want you all, my brothers and sisters, to give our mayor his worship, Budan, his worship, my brothers and sisters, who have been working tediously and tirelessly in the budgets of Shogunas. I want you to give him a wonderful welcome to the microphone today, inshallah. Okay? So my brothers and sisters, Mayor Budan, as you have been hearing, maybe he's creating that vacuum and that void for Rehan, because Rehan wants to be the mayor of Shogunas. He's paving the way. Thank you.
Good day to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Are you comfortable with the state of the country? Are you happy with the state of the economy? Come on, let's be real. And if the answer is no, then the solution to the problem is...
Thank you very much, Imam Rashid Karim, our Central Regional Coordinator. Our Member of Parliament, the Honorable Fazal Karim, Dr. Bo Tiwari, Member of Parliament, Caroni Central, Senator Saddam Hussein, other officers, Dr. Rai Raghber, our Treasurer, other officers of the United National Congress, and our winning candidate here this evening at Montrose Junction. Good evening to my UNC family, the people of Shogunas and Montrose. I am UNC and proud. You are UNC and proud. Tonight, I welcome all of you here at Montrose Junction. Those from the 8th electoral district that make up the borough of Shogunas, and those from throughout the country that has joined us here now. As we continue to rise with the United National Congress and Kamla Persad-Bissessar. As Mayor of Shogunas, I can tell you without fear of contradiction that at the level of the council and throughout our communities in Shogunas, we treat all our burgesses with dignity, respect, and equality. The little resources and releases we receive as a borough corporation is allocated among all the 8 districts. Under the compassionate and caring leadership of Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the United National Congress has governed and will continue to govern for all without discrimination. But we cannot say the same of the PNM Rowley administration. What we see now and what we have seen in the last 3 years is blatant discrimination against us, the Shogunas Borough Corporation. While we were given a budget, very little money was released for the different areas of recurrent expenditure. We were allocated $8.2 million, but with a population of 128,000 and growing, we only received $69.1 million. Imagine, and Councillor Vanada would have indicated that, Deputy Mayor Fai Kwabed would have indicated that, last year we get a budget of $2 million for the patching of roads and the fixing of potholes. But we only receive $120,000 to share for the 8th electoral district. And this financial year is even worse. We have only allocated $1 million. Brothers and sisters, shaping a better society is the job of government. But I believe that this present government is taking us down a different path, a path of non-government and non-performance. Even though we face many challenges, we at the Shogunas Borough Corporation continue to work tirelessly for the betterment of Shogunas, be it in roads, trains, recreation and sporting facilities, education and youth development. At the Shogunas Borough Corporation, we understand the struggles and hopelessness you face on a daily basis because of this PNM government. as your local government representative, we listen to your concerns and develop innovative solutions to ensure that the lives and well-being of you, our burgesses, are enhanced. Under a UNC-led Shagwanas, we believe that everyone should be afforded the opportunity for advancement. We partnered with corporate citizens, the various business chambers, NGOs, interest groups, civil society organizations to ensure that there is holistic development in our borough. Shagwanas has also created a unique model, our interagency model, where we join with several stakeholders and our interfaith leaders to make sure that Shagwanas is safe and secure. This one-of-a-kind model was created right here in the borough of Shagwanas and has helped us to keep our districts secure as best as we can. Our Shagwanas team, these 8 candidates who are here tonight, we will continue to ensure that this mantle and vision of creating a brighter, better and safer Shagwanas is realized. And that journey starts here tonight. When you, the people, give your support to our candidates on December the 2nd, you can be assured that we will continue to serve you and your community's interests. I will say tonight to the PNM and Prime Minister Rowley that Shagwanas is not for sale. Prime Minister Rowley came right up the street here in a small area near a street called Prissy Terrace to open a building. And he said, please give the PNM a chance. Prime Minister Rowley, Shagwanas, and all the other areas in Trinidad and Tobago is not playway or lotto. We are not going to give you a chance. The UNC is going to give the people of Trinidad and Tobago a chance. Friends all, tonight is a very special night for me standing here at Montrose Junction. In June 1999, and let me repeat that, in June 1999, I stood right here on a platform and gave my maiden speech as I asked you to support me as councillor for Montrose. And for the past 20 years, you, the people of Shagwanas, have supported me in the local government arena as your councillor, as your deputy mayor, and as your mayor. And tonight, I say thank you. I owe you a big debt of gratitude. Thank you for allowing me to serve and represent you. For 20 years, we have worked hand in hand. And with your guidance, your support, and even your criticism, we have created a better Shagwanas. I would have announced that I am stepping down as your mayor. But let me assure you, and I will say that very proud tonight, let me assure you that Shagwanas is part of me, and I am part of Shagwanas. So as citizen Gopal Budan, and whether say hiding or not hiding, as citizen Gopal Budan, I pledge to continue to work relentlessly to ensure that the UNC, under the visionary and dynamic leadership of Kamla Prasad Bisasa, is returned to government. So no local government authority, no community, no one will have to endure PNM suffering again. So tonight I urge you all, every one of you and all those who are listening, let us move onwards to victory in this local government elections on December 2nd and vote for your UNC candidate, and let us, under the astute and progressive leadership of Kamla Prasad Bisasa, get Trinidad and Tobago working again. I sincerely thank you all. Thank you all for this opportunity, and thank you all as we move forward to victory on December 2nd. God's blessing.
Show me your golden finger, vote for UNC, take me and vote power. Show me your golden finger, you're rolling with anti-Kamla. Show me your golden finger, vote for the UNC, my lord, vote for the UNC. If you love your family, vote for the UNC. Go get back the economy, vote for the UNC. If you love your country.
Thank you, our Mayor Gopal Budan. My brothers and sisters, for that 20 plus years that he has offered you, the Burgesses of Shoguanas, I want you to give him a hearty round of applause. My brothers and sisters, while we are here, I just want to tell you one thing. Approximately $260 billion was spent, and I want you all to think about it, those of you who are at home, and ask the question, what have you gotten for it? As I introduce our next speaker, he is no other than our dear Senator Saddam Hussein, a young, a brilliant, intelligent, hard-working young man who has a bright future ahead of him. A round of applause for Saddam Hussein.
People balling, people suffering, all over the country, people not working. If you want things get better for your son and your daughter, boy, anti-gun law is the answer. Closing the anti for you and your family.
Shoguanas massive, let me see your voting finger. Shoguanas, you look beautiful tonight. All I can see is yellow. It shows a sign that the PNM does not stand a single chance in the Shoguanas Borough Corporation come December 2nd. What I see here is a totally local crowd. I see people from Felicity Endeavour. I see people from Enterprise. I see people from Charlieville. I see people from Marchin. And I see people from all over the borough of Shoguanas. But it had a little gathering down the road from here some night ago. Some fellas wearing some red jersey. But I know Red Band Maxi is running Shoguanas. But it had about 50 Red Band Maxi pack up down the road. You know these people, they can't get 10 people to come to a meeting in Shoguanas, so they had to bring people from all over Trinidad and Tobago to get a crowd. It shows that the PNM has failed in the Shoguanas Borough Corporation, and the PNM has failed the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But tonight, I want you to give it up, and I want you to congratulate. I'm going to do it now, 1 week in advance. The next councillor for Kunapia, Vandana Mohet. And I want you to congratulate the next councillor for Enterprise North Esmeralda, Barry Butram. And I want you to welcome to the council the next councillor for Edinburgh, Mary Correa Clarence. And my friend, the next councillor, he's the deputy mayor now for Charlieville, Fight Mohammed. And this beautiful young lady from Montrose, Debbie Budan. And with Felicity Endeavour will welcome Wendy Francis as the next councillor for Felicity Endeavour. And all I know this fella they call Adrian Ali will be returning to the electoral district of Monroe Road, carrying the Savannah. And for the powerhouse, the woman who is going to give the UNC the prize in Shoguanas Borough Corporation, the woman who is going to remove Ronald Hira as councillor, Whitney Stevenson Hamlet is the next councillor for Enterprise South, Londonville North. My brothers and sisters, this is the team of the United National Congress that will paint the entire borough yellow on December 2nd. We will be singing songs of praises and songs of victory come that night. But I want to tell all you, you must not let strangers come in your place and open their mouth. It had a lady called Camille Robinson Regis. She come in Signature Hall some night to talk about what? Holy water and coquille broom. Holy water and coquille broom. This woman didn't come to tell the country how they are going to employ the 60,000 persons who have lost their jobs. They didn't tell you about how they're going to restart the Petrotrin refinery. They did not tell you how they are going to fix the problem of crime in Trinidad and Tobago. But she come to talk about what? Coquille broom and holy water. That is what the PNM gives to you, the UNC gives to you plans. the political leader of the United National Congress, announced the economic transformation plan that will diversify this economy and get Trinidad and Tobago working again, get you, the people of Chaguanas, working again. But Camille Robinson Regis, she going all over the country and only have this kind of dirty mouth. Some people let's call it stink mouth, some people let's call it dirty mouth. But I remember when we used to go to school, the teacher had a remedy for when you have a stink mouth. They used to put up blue soap and threaten to wash your mouth with blue soap. Tonight I want to tell Camille Robinson Regis that the people of Chaguanas have blue soap for she mouth. We have blue soap for Camille mouth. Let me tell you something. She talked about coquille broom. Is that the same coquille broom that the PNM use to sweep about $94,000 under a carpet when a lady went in First Citizens Bank? I don't know if it's this one right here, but gone with a brown paper bag of money, and she can't tell the country where she getting money from. Is that where you're using the coquille broom to sweep? What about the Darrell Smith report? They're sweeping that under the carpet too. What about the Roman bills and the Rumpin bills? What about the $23 million man? They sweep that money under the carpet when the coquille broom come in. That is the answers you must demand from this government, because they are the most wicked, the most incompetent, the most uncaring, and the most corrupt PNM Rowley government that this country has ever seen, and we will remove them starting on December 2nd. But they like to talk about people in the UNC and they get locked up. Let me tell you something. Tell the PNM that in the parliament today, it have nobody on bail, but when them turn around, it have a woman on bail inside the parliament, you know. And when Rowley, he went to celebrate his birthday in Tobago, it had a man doing $1 wine with him in Tobago who on bail, who was charged with Marlene McDonald. You must tell them that. You must tell them in the Senate of Trinidad and Tobago, nobody on our side is convicted of drunk driving. That is what you must tell them. They are the most corrupt people. The PNM government, they are the most corrupt. Let me tell you something. It have a term called cannon fodder. I don't know if all you know what that means. Cannon fodder. That is when they go into war. They send a few soldiers in front, and them is the first line of attack. Those fellas is wipe them out first. The PNM have a fella called Clarence Rambarat. He come to spot in Chaguanas. But Clarence Rambarat, the PNM, the PNM make him feel like if they like him. But they sent him in Mayaro in 2015. And he got a good cocktail in Mayaro. Now, they send him man in Chaguanas East to do what? To get next cocktail. What I will say tonight is Clarence Rambarat is the cannon fodder of the PNM. That when he come here, that Fazal Karim will beat the tail right here in Chaguanas East. He will get it. Clarence, you must tell Clarence Rambarat when he come by your gate, don't let go your dog, eh? Don't let go your dog, but close your gate. You must tell them that we are fed up, and we are fed up of this incompetent PNM government. And Whitney spoke of the poverty in the area. When we walk in Enterprise, we saw the level of poverty. We saw the drains, we saw the conditions of the garbage, we saw people don't have a roof over their head. But these people boasting about building a mansion for the Prime Minister in Tobago for $23 million, that is shameless. How could we accept that as a people of Trinidad and Tobago? They are uncaring. When people in this house and pregnant mothers in this country have to wet in the rain when rain fall every night, you are building a $23 million mansion for yourself. Take that $23 million and help the people of the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. Help the people of Chaguanas Borough Corporation. But I want to say that we have a plan in the United National Congress. We have the Economic Transformation Plan. The leader of the opposition said that that plan will get Trinidad and Tobago working again. It will stimulate the economy. It will revitalize the economy. It will ensure that jobs are created, that money flows into the country so that you can work again. So that the youths will have a chance. So that Rehan will one day become the mayor of Chaguanas. And as soon as Rehan say he wants to become the mayor of Chaguanas, I hear his worship Gopal Buddha say he resigned, you know. So we have a good youth coming up in right here in Chaguanas. So I want to say to you, my brothers and sisters, tonight, thank you all for coming.
You all are the soldiers of the United National Congress. You all are the backbone of the United National Congress. And you all, together with our 8 candidates, will ensure that we bring home every single seat to the UNC on December 2nd in the Shogunas Borough Corporation. Tonight, I want to tell you all that the UNC has been working, the PNM has been talking, and we will get Trinidad and Tobago working again. Talk done.
Vote for the UNC. If you love your family, vote for the UNC. You build back the economy, vote for the UNC. If you love your country, let me see you. Show me your voting finger. Vote for UNC.
Maestro, one more time. Maestro, one more time, please. My brothers and sisters, very, very important. Show our dear brother Saddam some more love. Show Saddam some love, my brothers. My brothers and sisters, at this point in time, it is really, really my pleasure to introduce a minister who has been working very, very hard. An MP who is working for the people for the many, many years that I have known him. That is our MP for Caroni Central, our dear MP, Bo Tiwari.
If you love your family, vote for the UNC. Go bring back the economy, vote for the UNC. If you love your country, just is slowly in power. The crime rate get higher. Just don't know water, now we facing the fire. People balling, people suffering, all over the country, people.
Good evening, everybody. You all made my heart glad this evening when I came up here. Because I had a long day today. I started very early to prepare some things. And I had meetings in the parliament from 10 o'clock. And we had a session up to 6 o'clock this evening, and then the traffic was very heavy. So when I came here and I saw all of you standing here and I saw the energy and the enthusiasm, I really felt good. So I want to thank you for making me feel good after a long day, and I want to thank you for your enthusiasm for all these beautiful candidates here. The second thing that made my heart glad was when I came up here, I didn't get to hear all 8 of them speak. But when I came up here, I saw them looking as beautiful as they are. And I heard many of them speak. And I said to myself, look at the transformation that's happening in the United National Congress. Look at the transformation that is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago politics. And when I heard Saddam say that all 8 of these people could be councillors and will be councillors in the borough corporation, I said to myself, if we put these 8 beautiful people in, together with the aldermen, wouldn't that be beautiful? Give them a round of applause, please. Now, how will they get in, though? The only way they can get in is if you come out and vote. And the chairman who introduced me, Imam Rashid, told you how important this particular election is. And I want to say something to you about this. You know, the PNM is going all over the place saying we're getting it done. Saddam Hussein, the senator, told you that 60,000 jobs have been lost in the last 4 years in this country. Some of those people are among you. You feeling it on your table. You feeling it in the supermarket, in the grocery, you're in the market. You know how it is. So they're certainly not getting it done when it comes to work. What they are getting it done is to get you unemployed. Okay? They're saying they're getting it done. When I think of the number of businesses that have been closed in this country, the number of businesses that have had to reschedule their loans, when I think the number of people who have had to reorganize their mortgages, it is really pressure here. think of Aslam Mittal, you can think about that, think of Petrotrin, think of Yara now that is going on, all the big companies, and there is a lot of uncertainty in Point Lisas, not too far from here, and that entire industrial estate, which the Prime Minister said today was the pride and joy of Trinidad and Tobago, could come to a halt and could be a place of what they call deindustrialization. That is to say, all the industries begin to close and collapse one by one. We do not wish that. We do not want that to happen. But that could happen. So what are they getting done? And when you look at the state of the country, we had declines in 2016, decline in the economy 2017, decline in the economy 2018. We're heading for a decline in 2019 and very likely to have one in 2020. When you look at what's happening to the rest of the economy, what are they getting done? They are not getting anything done, my sisters and brothers. And that is why we need to make the change. Because if we make a mistake in this local government election, I'll tell you what the PNM is going to do. If by some fate not ordained by God, they were to win this election, that is to say, they were to get more local government districts, you can rest assured that by March, soon as Carnival over, they are going to call a general election. And the whole country is going to be in turmoil and in a mess. If we were to win a victory in this election, what would you, let's use the imagination first. What if we were to win a victory in this election? What do you think would happen to the people in the UNC? What would you think would happen to the psychology of the country? What do you think would happen if they called a general election? They would have to go. And what it is that you want more than anything in this country, to see the back of Keith Rowley and the whole band of them. Look at the school here in Edinburgh 500. It was supposed to be open since last week. It is still closed today. They have not been able to get it open. Almost 500 children are under pressure in that Edinburgh school. The teachers cannot work. The parents have to babysit their children and worry about it. The Minister of Education does not care. Do you think the Minister of Labor cares about the jobs that you have lost? Do you think the Minister of Trade cares about the businesses that are closing? Do you think that anybody in this government cares about the people of this country? They do not care about the working class. They do not care about the children. They do not care about the youth. I see so many young people here. You get out of high school, you can't get a job. You finish university, you can't get a job. So frustration is part of the problem. So whether you are a child in school, whether you are a young person graduating, whether you're in the working class, whether you have a home, you're in the middle class, everybody is under pressure. So when everybody is under pressure, what should we do in an election? We have to vote them out, my sisters and brothers. So, all of you are here now. We have to be on the ground for the next week. We have to bring out our people. We have to use our telephones. We have to talk to our people. And we have to make sure we win the entire borough, every candidate. And we have to make sure that we have a UNC government when the general elections is called, and that we have a new Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar. When we have that, we can begin to see recovery again. We could begin to see jobs coming back. We could begin to see businesses gaining some confidence. we could begin to see people starting to invest again. We can see the economy growing again. And we could see, as people get jobs and the economy grows, that the quality of their life will get a little better. I want to say how proud I am to be on this platform tonight, not just with these candidates and with Senator Hussein and Dr. Rai and Imam Karim, but I also want to say that my colleague, the member for Chaguanas East, who sits next to me in Parliament, we talk all the time, and we have various things in common as parliamentarians to talk about. I want to say what an honor it is to be on this platform with him, since we share, as you know, both sides of the road. One is Chaguanas East, one is Caroni Central. And I want to say in these two constituencies, I want to make sure, and I want you to make sure, that every single candidate sitting here tonight is a victor, is a UNC victory, and is a feather in the cap of the political leader of this party and next Prime Minister of this country, Mrs. Kamla Persad Bissessa. That is your duty. Go out and do it, please. We need you to do it. Thank you.
Show me your voting finger. Vote for UNC. Kick me and them out of power. Show me your voting finger. You're rolling with anti-Kamla. Show me your voting finger. Yeah. Vote for the UNC. My love, vote for the UNC. If you love your family, vote for the UNC.
Thank you very, very, very much, my dear MP for Caroni Central. My brothers and sisters, we just have one small house announcement. The vehicle, white Tida, PCM 8946. PCM 8946, a white Tida. You are blocking the entrance of one of our beautiful, beautiful citizens of this country. We ask you kindly to please remove it. My brothers and sisters, as I introduce our final speaker for tonight, I just want you all to remember something. An incident occurred where 7 fishermen lost their lives. Under this PNM government, they have buried that. They have buried that, my brothers and sisters. I want to resurrect that tonight in your memories, my brothers and sisters, and show justice to those families. And I ask you all, those who are listening to me here tonight, spread the message around. We need to get this evil, wicked, lying, thieving PNM away from the citizens and from the treasury of Trinidad and Tobago. My brothers and sisters, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a man who I have known really and truly maybe over 35 years. And he is no other than the MP for Chaguanas East, our dear brother Haji. I want to call him Haji because he visited the Holy Kaaba. Our dear brother Haji Fazal Karim, my brothers and sisters, a wonderful welcome to him.
Voting finger, vote for UNC. Kick me and them out of power. Show me your voting finger. You're rolling with anti-Kamla. Show me your voting finger. Yeah. Vote for the UNC. My lord, vote for the UNC. If you love your family, vote for the UNC.
Thank you very much, our chairman, for your very kind words of introduction, Imam Rashid Karim, who is one of our coordinators for the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. I will mention and introduce the others shortly. Our very esteemed political leader, Mrs. Kamla Persad Bissessa, the best Prime Minister this country has ever seen, with the highest performance during the period 2010 to 2015, and will return whenever the next general elections are called. Could you give her a tremendous round of applause? Mayor Alderman Gopal, Mayor of Borough Chaguanas, I want to also extend my sincerest thanks and appreciation for all your years of service. I recall when you started out as General Secretary, when I was then the General Secretary, I had to sign your form to the EBC. And I want to say that I was happy to do so. And looking at your track performance now, you had excelled in your performance throughout. My very distinguished colleague, We are in his constituency right here, and if I walk over the road, I'm in my constituency. The Honorable Dr. Bointola Tiwari, member for Caroni Central. And let me say, when he talks about education, we would have recognized the significant amount of work that Dr. Tiwari would have done as the principal and pro-vice chancellor of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus, which was the largest campus, utilizing the GATE program under the People's Partnership. Dr. Tiwari also was a very outstanding academic and continues to be a very excellent member of Parliament. Thank you very much, Dr. Tiwari, for your welcome as well. Senator the Honorable Saddam Hussein, our coordinator for the Shogunas Borough Corporation local government elections, Alderman Marissa Ramlogan, Alderman Karen Nanku, who is here in the audience with us, as I indicated, Imam Rashid Karim, Dr. Rai Ragbir, Richard Subde, who would have given the prayer earlier on. All our winning candidates, as I am the final speaker, I'd like to ask them to all stand so we can again formally, in a sense, before that time, we have 9 days to go to welcome them as the winning candidates for the Shogunas Borough Corporation. Activists, supporters, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service who is here with us doing fantastic work. Brothers and sisters, as I was sitting there, this little boy came up on the stage, Ryan Justin Chitram, and he's changed my speech now. What I wanted to say, but I'm going to include him now in my focus, because this young boy who just celebrated his birthday last Sunday attends a school in my village, Carpichama Anglican School, which is called Carpichama EC School. So he goes to a school in my village where I live, and he lives in my constituency, the constituency of Shogunas East, at number 40 Goodwill Road Enterprise. And while he wants to become the mayor, I asked him just now, what school do you want to go to? He says, I would like to pass to the Waterloo High School. And when he says that, I want to tell you something else that he's not going to make me say here tonight. I call upon the Minister of Education, the Honorable Anthony Garcia. I asked the question in the Parliament, and you gave me a commitment. Dr. Tiwari sits next to me, and he listened to the question that I asked the Minister and what the Minister said. What I'm going to tell you here tonight is recorded on the Hansard, the official document of Parliament. And when I asked the Minister, when will you open the Egypt Oasis Primary School in Dastrace in Enterprise? He says, by the end of the year. I said, could you give me a date? He said, by the end of the year. I said, which year? This year, 2019. I call upon Minister Garcia to make sure that he opens his school so that Justin Chetram, rather than have to go all the way to Waterloo, could attend school right here and pass his SCA for the school of his choice. I also call upon him, because this belongs to Barry Boudram, who is going to be the successful candidate. I call upon him, the Minister of Education, to open the Dastrace Early Childhood Education Center before the end of the year. You said so as well. Why are you holding the people of Enterprise to ransom for their education? And these are some of the things when we get into the corporation that we'll work with all the councillors and the entire corporation to do. I want to tell you, they're going to come around, the PNM will ask you for their vote. I want to ask you to ask them, why should I vote for you? What have you done for the people of Shogunas for the last 4 years going into 5 years? But I will soon tell you what we have done. But before I go there, I want to tell you what you must tell them. And I wish I could give all of you a copy of what I'm going to show you. I pledge tonight, as I've said before, when I walk about in Enterprise as Member of Parliament and I walk with our candidates, one of the things that we are finding regularly is that the young people, especially those who are between the ages of 15 and 29 years old, there's a 43% unemployment rate among these young people. They're not working. They're not going to school. These are the people who you can describe as NEET, N-E-E-T. What does that mean? It means those who are neither E in education, or E in employment, or T in training. And I decided that I was going to do something. Even though I was no longer Minister of Tertiary Education, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to work with all of these councillors. And tonight I officially present to you what I'm going to deal with, what I'm going to do, what I promised to do, to help the people of Enterprise and the people of Chaguanas and the environs. So that whenever our candidates, Barry Boudreaux particularly, whenever Whitney walks in Enterprise South, whenever we have Mary here, or we have Debbie here, when they ask you, so what you're going to do? We are going to construct for the first time in the history of Enterprise, the Enterprise Trade School. This is the design, and I have written already to the Minister of Agriculture, asking him for land, so he can't come and say that he opening or building any trade school for Enterprise. What have they done for 4 years for you? This is for the young people and for the not so young. This is for the people who want to make sure that they have a future. I want to tell you as well, what would you say when they come around? You must tell them what they have done to the young people. I'm talking tonight to all of these young people who are here. Look, a little boy in his mother's arm here. What is going to happen to these children? A little girl as well. What is going to happen to these children in the next couple of years? I'll tell you what they have done to the young people. When I took office as Minister of Tertiary Education, and I want to say as well publicly, and I want to ask you to join with me in thanking and appreciating Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisesa for asking me to serve as a Senator Minister in the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training. And I am deeply grateful to her for all of this, because it was because of her I was able to accomplish some of the things I'm going to talk to you about. So I ask you to join with me in thanking Mrs. Bisesa for what she has done for me and for Trinidad and Tobago, and particularly for Chaguanas. So here what the PNM has done to the GATE program, the Government Assistance for Tuition Expenses. They have cut the GATE program by 40%. You can't even get vocational courses, and I'll talk about that just now. They have cut the stipends of people doing all of these programs. There are no jobs. Debbie Boudin just told you she was a placement officer for the on-the-job training program. Do you know why we had the on-the-job training program? And we had the sum, when I left as minister, I left the sum of $347 million in the OJT account. And I asked the Minister of Labor tonight, how many persons are you employing on a monthly basis? You say you would have employed 400 persons. You told us that in the parliament. But there are people here who are graduating. I can give you the statistics. Over 4,610 persons on the average graduate from the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. A large percentage of those are in engineering. Many of those are in natural sciences. Some of those are in the humanities and education. Plenty of them doing medicine. We have a hospital that Mrs. Bisesa constructed, the Children's Hospital, but they don't understand the meaning of age. Age means hospital. It was not a health center she built. They opened it as a CDAP health center. We have to go back to the alphabet and we have to train you what it means. When we say age was hospital, and we have 200 and more doctors who are unemployed. And what we are doing, we had to use something through the OJT program called OJT Sectoral. I want to tell you something, and I want to ask you to join with me in congratulating Presidential College Chaguanas that continues to excel in this country with so many scholarships, open and additional. But you know what is hard? Even some of those scholarship winners who want to get into medical school can't get into medical school. You know why? We don't have the space. And we constructed under Mrs. Bisesa the San Fernando Teaching Hospital. Every hospital that is constructed, the PNM will not tell you that, but I will tell you that. Dr. Tiwari could vouch what I'm saying. He used to sit in the cabinet with me. Every single hospital that we ensured we were going to construct or have been constructed, I made sure as Minister of Tertiary Education, we're going to have training for doctors and nurses and allied health workers. Dr. Rai Ragbi would have told you about how we are constrained with this health center. And we have 12 acres of land on Connector Road joining Chaguanas with Charlieville. If you look opposite to where that sign was, the PNM take down the sign. But opposite the sign, they can't take down the building. Because I put up the head office for Costard right there. And the plan was to train nurses in Costard for the health facility over the road. They don't have no vision. They don't see. And when we talk about OJT, I want to tell you something. I had launched through the OJT program and the National Training Agency 2 buses, state-of-the-art buses called Jobs and Career Coaches. You know why? On that bus you could go, if you couldn't write a letter of application, you could have gone. You can't do the interview, we help you to do the interview. You want to find out about a course and the course of the course, we'll tell you. If it is accredited or not accredited. And that bus was supposed to be going all over the country telling people what are the jobs available. Them 2 buses park up in Woodford Lodge, like if there's a bus stop. One of the bus, the transmission they're working. The next one, the power steering they're working. For $10,000. The reason why we bought those U-turn buses and outfitted them from China is so that PTSC will be able to fix them. They have the spares. I call upon the Minister of Education to ensure those buses are fixed, repaired, and working for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But they don't understand that. They don't care. We also launch a bus. You will see it back up there as a cosmetology bus. All of this is for the young people, and I'll be working with all of these. You know why? I listened to these candidates who will be councillors, and every one of them spoke about youth and skills and training and employment. They didn't talk about unemployment. Unemployment is what we've seen happening in Trinidad and Tobago now. And you talk, Dr. Tiwari talk about the graduates. I want to remind you, when Coleman Bird presented his first budget speech in 2015, he said, I am going to allocate $55 million to the graduate recruitment program, where we'll have graduates recruited for every ministry. Every year consecutively, $1 million is allocated to every ministry. And when we asked him the question in the parliament, how many persons have you employed? None. Why did you not employ anybody? Because you have a policies too. So for 4 years, rather than spending money and employ graduates who are bright and brightest and brilliant, you have a policy issue. So people sitting down home, I got a call from one of my constituents. He lives in the Kunipi area. He has a son who is a doctor, home for 2 years and can't get a job. And yet still they're telling you, we care. I want to also indicate to you that one of the things that we have to ensure is that, and I'm going to do this as when we're going to go back into government. There's no doubt about it. Under Mrs. Bissessa, we're going to go back. You must ask them, what have you done for Shogunas in 4 years? Let me just give you a few things. What we did under Mrs. Bissessa and all of these candidates who will be councillors in the Borough Corporation will be a part of what I'm going to tell you. We constructed the NESC in Woodford Lodge and Whitep. You know what Whitep was going to do? Whitep was going to be like they have the Food Network, culinary arts, where we're going to have the Food Network of Trinidad and Tobago, beam to the rest of the world, telling the world what is our cuisine, what we do. Next to that is the NESC, automotive training and heavy equipment. And next to that, you'll see an MTP salon that we allocated for the MIC Institute of Technology. I want to give you the assurance that when we return under Mrs. Bissessa, we're going to build the MIC Institute of Technology, and Woodford Lodge will be the central technology campus in Trinidad and Tobago. But you know, people that say, I don't vex. People that say they vex. Every time they pass and they say the Ministry of Agriculture building, because that building, we built it for the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training. But whoever is there, you know, we allow them to use it for a little while until the general elections are called. And then we'll decide what we're going to do with that. But the point I'm making to you is that we were on the way to making sure that Shogunas was going to be an education city where young people would have opportunities to ensure that you can move on. And therefore, I just want to end by telling you, as I walk around in Enterprise, as the candidates will walk, many of the people will tell us, boss, we're looking for work, we have no work. I say, so what skills you have? Well, I really have no skills. I have been putting on since I became Member of Parliament for Shogunas East, classes all through my constituency. And I want to publicly thank the Mayor of Shogunas for allowing us to use the Chrissy Terrace Pavilion, where only this week I graduated a class from Enterprise in domestic electrical installation. And before that, in auto mechanics. We had a class of aviation. Over 300 people came to do aviation. You know why? They heard the slogan that we landed a jet at Camden with the aviation campus. And they heard me say, that aviation campus that we built is for the jobs of our boys and girls, where pilots could be trained, people could fly the plane, fix the plane, read everything, and do the avionics. And they say, so what's the slogan? I said, I'll tell you what's the slogan. Because it was in the heart of the cane field at Camden. And I coined the slogan for the aviation campus, from cutting cane to flying plane. And that is what we have in Central as well. You see, they don't like to hear them think, but I want to end with this. There are many persons, as you walk through here, you will see people looking for jobs. As you would have heard Dr. Diwari says, from Petrotrin, no matter the south, they're living all around here. Yara, ArcelorMittal, wherever people lost their jobs, we had created and we had made sure that we allocated sums of money to retrain the displaced workers. Those who lost their jobs and could be retrained and retooled to get jobs. I want to tell you what this government did. I have the figures here. When they came into office in 2017, they had an allocation of 9.2 million. In 2018, it went down to 9 million. In 2019, it went down to 8.3 million. And guess how much they allocated in 2020? Nothing, zero, zilch, not a cent for retraining people who lost their job. And when we asked them the question in the parliament, the Minister of Education said, that is an error. They will get the money. It is an error because we found you out. You had no concern and no consideration for people and for the workers. My brothers and sisters, I want to tell you that I'm very proud to stand here. And again, as I conclude, when we had our rally in Hoover, the PNM had the 49th year of convention in the Queen's Park, Savannah. Listen to the YouTube, you will hear the Prime Minister saying that his grandson Lucas sits on the lap of his grandmother and surfs the internet and the phone. I want to tell Dr. Rowley, we are happy for your grandson and for Lucas, your grandson, that he will be technologically savvy. But I want to ask you, Dr. Rowley, how do you feel when you have denied thousands of children with laptops in this country who too want to become technologically savvy? That is the fourth industrial revolution. And therefore, when they come to you, those are the questions you must ask them. And tell them that they talk and we work and we will win again on the second. And whenever you call the general, we'll beat you. My best wishes to all of you and thank you very much.
Show me your voting finger. Vote for UNC. Get me an amount of power. Show me your voting finger. You're rolling with anti-camera. Show me your voting finger. Vote for the UNC.
Thank you very much, our dear brother Fazal Karim MP, the next minister, inshallah ta'ala, to represent Shogunas East. My brothers and sisters, those of you who have gathered here, those of you who are leaving now, I just want to leave you with some parting advice. Remember our election day, December the 2nd, and you have gotten a lot of food for thought today. You have gotten a lot of food for thought, so we ask you, on behalf of the political leader of the United National Congress, let's hit the ground tomorrow, effective from tomorrow, and go and meet every single person in our community who is liable to vote, and inshallah ta'ala, let us get them to vote, my brothers and sisters. I want to say one more thing before I close. Again, those of you who have gathered here, I want to extend to you all, really and truly, you are a beautiful gathering, you are a beautiful crowd. And I want to wish you all, those of you who have gathered here, a safe journey back home. On behalf of the political leader of the United National Congress, may God Almighty bless you all. May God Almighty unite your hearts as one. And may God Almighty grant us victory come December 2nd. Long live the United National Congress. Long live Kamla Prasad Bisesa. I thank you very much.